It is a big weekend for the Rainbow Wahine in the world of volleyball. For more on this, we welcome our sports reporter, Kyle
What's up, Dylan?
How's it going?
Oh, yeah.
What can you tell us about this weekend?
Big weekend. It is senior weekend for the Wahine. They have a pair of matches to close out their regular season, all culminating, on Saturday, which is senior night. They're going to be honoring 6 seniors. Some of them have been here for 5 years thanks to the COVID year, so it's going to be an emotional night, but also there's a lot of business to be taken care of because these last 2 matches have a lot of implications when it comes to the postseason Big West Conference tournament that's coming up in another week. They have to play Long Beach State on Saturday, which is a name that volleyball fans here in Hawaii know very well. It's a rivalry between not just the Wahine team, but the men's team as well. Long Beach State and Hawaii go back decades, but they have to pretty much win out just so they can get good seeding. They're currently 3rd in the conference, Dylan. So if they get 1 win on Friday and then they can leapfrog Long Beach State, who is currently in 2nd, it's going to be an interesting way to shake up these playoffs. Hopefully they can get the 2nd seed or, get that bye for the tournament. So a lot of going on this weekend, especially for these Wahine.
Yeah, and tell us about their chances or the forecasts post-conference in terms of the titles. You've been keeping an eye on them throughout the season. What are they playing like out there?
They're playing probably their best volleyball right now, which is always a good sign for any team, any sport going into the postseason to be kind of cooking at the right time. So they have a good core of starters that have been producing for them all year long. And yeah, they're the current reigning Big West champs, and they're looking in a pretty good shape, depending on how this weekend shakes out, to repeat for a 3rd time in this Big West tournament. So this is actually kind of interesting, Dylan. Beforehand, they would just crown the champion at the end of the regular season, but this is the first time they're having a full postseason tournament, so it'll kind of shake things up. It's not just, okay, whoever has the best record at the end of the year, you guys are the winners, you guys get the auto bid into the NCAA tournament. This one matters. You need to play this tournament, you need to get in to a good seed, and if they want to make it to the NCAAs, they pretty much have to win the tournament again.
Yeah, well, easy to say. Just play your heart out every single game, right?
Exactly.
Let's talk about the outgoing seniors now. It's always a little bittersweet to say goodbye to seniors, let alone 6, you mentioned, right?
Right.
That's a lot of seniors to say goodbye to.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good mix, right? It's a good mix of players that transferred in, not playing their full-time here, and then there's also a couple that have been here for 5 years, so COVID gave them that extra year, so instead of the regular 4, they've been able to stay here for 5, and one in particular I think kind of stands out and has kind of left her mark indelibly on this program is Amber Igidi. She is a 6th-year middle blocker from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She has kind of rewritten the record books here at UH, and it's going to be bittersweet, like you said, to say goodbye to them, and it's also kind of a challenge for the team next year to see what they can do with a team that doesn't have Amber Igidi, doesn't have Riley Wagner, doesn't have these key pieces that head coach Robin Amo has kind of relied on for these last 5 years. So it's kind of ushering in the next guard of the Rainbow Wahine.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what other talent, especially local talent, always good to see them. One more question for you, turning really quickly to high school football. What's that looking like? Yeah,
so this weekend we have the semifinals for all 3 divisions. We have the HHSA football, we have D2 going on this weekend, and then we have the D1 and the Open. So really quickly, D2, we have Waimea, the reigning D2 champs, taking on Roosevelt, and then we have Pac-5 taking on Kamehameha Maui. All those games are going to be on the outer island. Here on Oahu in the D1, we have Waipahu taking on Farrington again, another D1 rivalry that has been cooking all season long. We have Kapa'a taking on Konawaina, a little outer island, neighbor island showdown to get into that matchup. And then we have the Open Division, which is Mililani going against Campbell, another OA rivalry, and then Punahou facing Kahuku to determine those 2 championship matches. It's just so much fun. It's the tail end of the season, and me as a Mililani alumni, it's really nice to see Mililani going back into the postseason, deep into the postseason, and I have to be impartial, but it's all
not
the fun.
At all.
No, definitely not. Come on.
In terms of that Open, just real quick, who do you think has the best shot at it? Putting you on the spot here.
As far as the seeding goes, right now we have Mililani taking on Campbell, and then we have Punahou taking on Kahuku. realistically see another meeting between Mililani and Kahuku, but this time for a co-head trophy in that open division state championship game. That's going to be on Black Friday at Ching Field at UH, so it's going to be a raucous atmosphere no matter who plays, but I think those two teams have kind of had the strength in them right now to make it all the way.
Yeah. This time of the year is always so exciting for those sports fans. Kyle, thank you so much for your sports insight, joining us here in the H&N Digital Center. Our sports